Welcome back to another YouTube video. Today we're going to be focusing on learning how shaders work in Halo. Now of course to do this I'm going to just create a very simple object, add some textures to it, and go from there. This could be a little bit different for everyone depending on how they do it. So I already deleted everything from the scene and all I have is a sphere right now. So we're going to go into shading. So coming in here, we're going to add a material called metal. That's what we're going to name this. We're going to make sure your preferences are up to date, otherwise this won't work. So you want to go into preferences and make sure that node wrangler is on. So I actually do not have it on. So we'll make sure it's on. Then Control, Shift, and T, and then select where it is. Alright, so we added in our textures and there it is. That's what we're working with so far. So we're going to go ahead and rename the object shader tester. We're going to make sure that we parent this to the actual bone itself. We're going to rename this as just base because it's the object. And that should be enough. So we can export this as a JMS. Alright, so now we're gonna put it in here. We have it in objects, temp, and data of the Halo 3 editing kit. We're gonna call it the shader tester. We're gonna make it the render one, so we're gonna call it shader tester. We are going to not do hidden geometry or nothing like that. There isn't any collision or physics yet, so we don't really have a point in doing that. And then export. If you don't have TIFF files for your bitmaps, then you're going to want to get a converter online. They're pretty easy to use. I have this one for PNG to TIFF converter, so we're going to convert all of our bitmaps to TIFF, and we're going to download them. Now we're going to select all of the files that we want to convert, and we're going to be converting all of these to TIFF files. So we're going to hit convert on all of these. And then we download them all. Now we're going to take our TIFF files, we're going to move these into our bitmaps folder. Now that we have our bitmaps in there, we're going to open our tool, and we're going to do tool, bitmaps, and then we're going to do objects / temp / shader tester / bitmaps. Alright, and then it imports all of those. So next we're going to actually create our shader before importing the render model. If we import the render model without a shader, it's not going to work because the shader has to be called the exact same thing our material is called. Otherwise, it won't really import the render model correctly. So we're going to open Gorilla. Alright, now that we're in Gorilla, we're going to add a new shader. Gonna create that. So now comes the fun part. We're gonna double click on that, and then this is where we need to actually go to where our bitmaps are found. So we're gonna go to object, we put ours inside of temp, so we can just type temp, do that, bitmaps, and then we can start with, where is it, the normal, I'll call it that. Okay. When you're doing this, you're going to probably want to make sure you actually have it next to you so you know which ones are which. That is not the correct one, so I actually need color first. Over here, we make sure that we have diffuse only for the material model, specular mask from texture. I have detail for bump mapping, and then detail blend for the albedo. And then here is all the other information in case you want to try it out for yourself. Next, we're going to go back. We're going to do tool, render, object slash temp slash shader tester. Then we're gonna say final, and let's let that load in. So first off, in order to actually view it, we need a model. Then we're going to import our render model from our shader tester. Then we're going to save this. We're going to call it shader tester model. And then we're going to create another new thing. We're going to create a scenery object using a bounding radius of 1, so we actually make sure we can see it. And then we're going to use the object itself. We're going to save that, call it the exact same thing as we've done the last few times. We're going to call it a shader tester. All right. Now last thing to do is to import it in here. The last thing we have to do is we have to edit types. We have to come down to scenery. We're going to add it into the game, and we're going to put it in. Now we're going to add in shader tester. Then let's see how this looks. Now that we have our shader tester scenery object in, here's where it's going to look like. And that is the finished product we are working with. I hope this video helps you learn how to add shaders into Halo. I'm looking forward to see whatever you guys might do with it. If you'd like to follow up on videos like this, I am trying to keep up with Patreon. If you'd like to watch videos early, or at least as early as I can create them, they will be uploaded first onto Patreon and then secondly onto YouTube. There's also a lot of behind the scenes that goes on Patreon as far as screenshots, downloads, whatever you might want. But I'll stay tuned until the next video. Peace out. we're going to do detail map, and then we're going to do one of these. So direct x15, or well, not 15, 1k. And then detail map number 2, I believe that one will be that. Actually, so I believe specular mask, I want to say that's going to be roughness or the AO. We'll find out. Okay. Alright, so I believe I have everything hooked up here correctly. I believe I'm probably missing a few things, but we'll find out as we go because I'm not 100% on. Alright, so I believe we have all of the details for this shader. If not, we'll find out in a moment. We're going to Control S. We're going to save this under... We're going to go back to the objects and we're going to put it right where it was. In temp with the shader tester, and then we'll create a new one called shaders. Then we're going to put it right there. And then this one, we called it metal, I believe. So we're going to call it metal here.